lives of great Americans, such as George Washington's home at Mount Vernon. They can preserve at least a little of the feel of past periods, such as historic downtown Fredericksburg. One visits these areas for different reasons. One reason is that one gets dragged by family. Such was the boy at Antietam I once heard asking his father, "Who won here, the British or the Americans?" One can go to study the ground, or to gain specific knowledge about the events, or almost just to meditate and think about what happened. One can even learn accidentally, and not always the message people want to teach. For one quick example, fast food places near historic sites do not teach the desired lessons of the preservationists, but they do show the end result of history, the establishment of a consumer society, and they avoid the excess formality, the coldness for which other countries have become notorious. Fortunately, the only fast food places near the Fredericksburg area parks, though just about every inch of the area played a role in the battles, are near Salem Church, the site of a part of the Battle of Chancellorsville disconnected from the main fighting. My own recent trip to Fredericksburg was part of the research for this audiobook. I learned lessons from myself as well as from others, though not always the ones I planned to learn. Planning was the first lesson. Overall planning and how one carries out the plans. First of all, how do you dress when it is 48 degrees at 7 a.m. when one leaves for an early train? I don't own a car. And going up to 80 degrees later that day. Wear a light sweater under one's jacket seemed like a good idea. Probably was, though the sweater had to be carried most of the day. The second lesson is how to pack. I use a light travel bag as a camera case. This may be mislearning from a few years ago when a camera in a camera case got left in a New York City cab. A small case had made the camera less conspicuous, and I gave more attention to my laptop computer. I lost a Nikon, of course, as what is the fun in losing a cheap camera? My sister asked me if my name was on the camera. I said that next time I do something stupid I will plan better. When I went to Fredericksburg, I should have taken time to see if the camera would fit into the briefcase I was also carrying, or carried it in the open. The new jacket I wore had a lot of pockets and might have been put to better use. 2 cases got awfully heavy as the day wore on. During the Civil War, new recruits carried a lot of stuff with them when they went on campaign marches. They quickly learned to leave in camp, or even just dump, what was not absolutely necessary. One travels to historic sites to learn about history. Another lesson of history is the need to start out with a well-considered plan. A related lesson is that plans fall apart. Plans started to fall apart with Amtrak, our national passenger railroad. The train, due at Fredericksburg at 8:35, after a 48-minute ride, arrived at 9:25. More late than the planned duration of the ride itself. This, it should be noted, was a day before the entire Northeast Corridor train service went down due to an electrical blackout. The town visitors center gave me the name of a cab company to get me out to the Chancellorsville area, about 10 miles west of town. I did not think to ask if the drivers were competent and knew where they were going. Making my way by foot to the National Park Service Visitors Center, I saw that the sunken road, the center of the December 1862 Battle of Fredericksburg, has been closed off to traffic and restored to a more park-like appearance, giving it a period feel, at least until the backhoe, or whatever it was, drove by. I had to take a cab. I don't have a car and am a very inexpert driver, to the Tap Farm, about a mile down the Orange Plank Road from the Central Crossroads. The Tap Farm is a very interesting place, a place where, in 2 separate incidents, Robert E. Lee ran the serious risk of capture or death. Even with a map, the cab driver got me a couple of miles down Brock Road. I recall thinking on the drive that I have to check out some Park Service signs on the right of the Orange Plank Road. The signs had not moved. I did not notice when the cab driver turned down the wrong road.